Dixie Carney grew up in Roanoke, Virginia. Like most other girls, she had a mother who loved her dearly and a life that should have been full of promise. But somewhere it went tragically wrong for Dixie. She got involved with the strange world of punk rock music. She followed her boyfriend from a punk band out to California. And it was there she died, according to our reporter, John Johnson.
All right, I've been dealing acid for a long time, and I've been shooting heroin for a long time. I'd finally gotten really strung out, living in West Oakland. My China white dealer moved in with me. That was bad. And the band got sick of it, so the band fell apart. And it's like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna become like a fucking huge acid dealer, you know? I'd met Dixie in Roanoke, Virginia, and she started dealing acid for me, and she'd done really well. She really had an aptitude for dealing, and you know, she was smart, she was cute, and so every time I go to Roanoke, we'd hang out, and we dealt with each other a lot because she dealt a lot of acid for me. So I got to the point where I couldn't leave town because I had so many, you know, there was like all these deals. Most of the acid I dealt was all mail order. I rarely ever handed anybody more than like 100 hits, you know. All the big business was all mail order. You know, every once in a while I had this one customer, Dana from Texas, and he'd come in. Well, actually, he was my best customer, my biggest customer. It was regular. Once or twice a month he'd come in and get like 20, 30,000 hits. I couldn't leave town, so I moved Dixie to Oakland to take care of business for me while I was out of town. And I'd been down in LA for like 3 months, and I was coming back up for good. And I came back a couple days early because Dana was coming into town and she needed, you know, she couldn't get as much as she needed. So I came back early. While I'd heard a couple of times when I'd come up before that she was fucking around on me, but that's one of the things, you know, I was doing so much dope that I was, you know, very arrogant, and so I pulled the car in and I walked upstairs and I get to the door, and the doorway was right here, and then there was this big fucking picture window right here, so you could actually look into the apartment. And so I'm opening the door, and I could see my bedroom door, and I see Dana coming out of my bedroom pulling his boxer shorts up. And I fucking lost it. So I ran in the door, and Dana sees me and fucking, you know, starts running away from me. And he runs around the island and runs out the door, down the hallway. And so I fucking, you know, get to the doorway, and I, you know, see him running. I'm like, fuck. And then I go back in, and I went into the bedroom, and if I had got a hold of Dana, I would have killed both of them. And so I'm glad I didn't get a hold of Dana.
Just before she left, her mother begged her not to leave, saying she had this terrible feeling that she would never see her daughter again. 5 months to the day after Dixie moved, that terrible feeling became a horrible reality.